Okay, today I'm going to do a video about a Saber that I've just installed for sale, and this one has got a Spark3 board in it with real swing technology, recent technology that's just introduced by Naigon, a very recent one. So I managed to get some of the boards, installed this, and I'm going to run through the features of the board as well as the hilt. Okay, so let's talk about the hilt first, then we're going to talk about the board. Now this is basically a MHS hilt. This is the modular hilt system by the custom saber shop. So the modular hilt system allows you to put different parts of the saber and interchange them so you can have a different customized look. Okay, so this saber actually has got 4 different parts to it. Number one, this is the emitter, the black part here, which is anodized black. The silver one here is the choke. Then we have the body, and then at the bottom we have what we call the pommel. Okay, so the beauty of the MHS system is that it allows you to go to the custom saber shop, look through their catalog for the version 1 parts, and then you can actually interchange a different part if you don't like. Let's say for this emitter you do not like this emitter, what you can do is you can order a different emitter from the TCSS website, and then you can put in another one. Let's say for example something like this. Okay, so just by changing the emitter you can have a different look. Or if you do not like the pommel, what you can do is can also remove this, change it with a different one. Okay, for example, let's say like this one. Okay, so that gives you a lot of options. There are many different type of emitters and the pommels or the chokes that you can buy, that you can change so that you can have a different look. For one saber you can have different looks. Okay, for example, you can also, now if you do not want to use MHS parts, let's say you have some Ultra Saber parts lying around, you can also use Ultra Saber parts. Okay, if it fits. Let me see whether this fits or not. Okay, this one is a bit bigger for the Neopixel adapter, so this one cannot go in. Okay, let's say like something like this. Okay, this is another different look. Okay, so that's a different emitter as well. Maybe a different pommel. So that will completely change the look of the saber again to something else. Okay. Okay, so let me, oops. Okay, let me put back the original part here, which is this one. Okay, you can also use Ultra Saber's pommel as well. So this is the Ultra Saber's pommel. Okay. Now for this video I'm going to use back the original one, the one that comes with this saber. Okay. So that's the hilt, the MHS. I call it the AC51 model because the choke here is number 5, and then this one is number 1 meter. Or is it the other way around? Okay. Okay, so that's the hilt is anodized in black. Okay, that's for protection and also for color purposes. It comes with one lighted AV switch here, and then the one recharge port, and then one auxiliary button. Okay, and for the blade retention screw, there is a brass thumb screw here, or if you do not want the thumb screw, you can also use a normal set screw and use an Allen key. I just use this now for convenience because I find it easier to just twist it with the arm. Okay, Now let me show you what's inside the hilt. Okay, so inside the hilt here we have our custom printed chassis. Okay, and here is the Spark3 board, and I did not glue down the Spark3 board. Why? Because the Spark3 board, this SD card holder is underneath. So if I glue this down, it will be a bit of a hassle to try to push it in, and when you put in and take out the SD card, it's going to be a bit more of a hassle because very tight space. So it's easier to flip the card out like this and not to glue it down. Okay, so all I have to do is just put a piece of electrical tape to secure it down, and then the card can be flipped. So it makes it easy to take in and out of the SD card. Now this Spark3 board does not come with any micro USB port, so the only way you can change settings on the card is via the SD card. So the SD card will need to be taken in and out whenever you need to make changes. Okay, so that's the card, and then that's a board, and then we have a KR Saber's 28mm 2-watt 8-ohm speaker here, which is pretty loud. And we have high drain keep power battery. It needs to be high drain. Why? Because we're going to install. We use Neopixels, and Neopixels guzzle a lot of power from the battery, so it needs to be high drain in order for it to be able to power all the Neopixel blades. Okay, so that's the hilt. So let me put in the Neopixel blade first. Now this is just a demo blade. It's a very short blade because it's a very tight space here, so I'm just going to put in a short blade for demo purposes. Oops. Okay, so when you put in a blade, make sure it goes all the way in, and then there will be springs, pogo pins with springs at the Neopixel adapter, which is trying to push the blade out. So make sure you hold it down, hold it with your hand, then only you tighten. So then you are actually placing pressure. The blade is placing pressure on the pin and pushing the pins down. So there's a very good firm contact between the hilt adapter and the blade adapter. Okay, so in order to power this, we need to pull out the kill key. Okay, and behind the switch here is the recharge port where the kill key is. Now the recharge port is here, so that for you to recharge the battery is very easy. All you have to do is just plug in the cable for the charger that we supply. You just plug this in the other side to your mains, and then it will charge already. So that is very, very convenient. You don't have to untwist your pommel, take out the chassis, plug it in, and then when you finish, put it in again, screw it again. So this makes it very easy to charge. Okay, so inside the board, Spark3 board, there are 3 channels. Okay, there are 3 fonts: standard issue, the dark fonts, and then the all too easy. Okay, 3 channel, 3 sound fonts, and then you can set any of the colors you want for the blade, for the flash on clash, for the blade lockup, for the blaster blocks. You can set all the different colors yourself. Okay, all via through the SD card. Okay, let's go through the first one. So this is going to be a Neopixel, so you're going to be able to see some scrolling in and out. Okay, so this is the first one. This is gold in color. So firstly, you can see the real swing in action. You can see that long, slow swing. That is the characteristic of the real swing. So the swing is very sensitive. Okay. So beside the swing, you also have flash on clash. It will flash the moment you hit it. Then we also have what we call blaster blocks. The blaster block is green in color. You can see on the blade it's green. Okay, you can set it to a different color if you want. At the moment it's set at green. And then we also have what we call blade lockup, hold down the auxiliary button, hit. Okay, so that is the blade lockup. Okay, and if you can see, I also set some effects to the blade. So at the moment now there's a very medium flicker there, so it's flickering quite quickly. So there's a flicker set to the blade. Okay. So that's the first font, standard issue. Then to go to the next font, we press the auxiliary switch once. Then the next one, or the dark order. Sorry, that's not the dark force. It's a dark order. That's the second font. This is basically the Kylo Ren version from NEC, from Naigon. Okay. So you can hear the unstable raps kind of sound, Kylo Ren kind of sound. So you can also see when there's a slow swing, there is also a swing sound. So this is their version of the real swing. So at the moment now there's a very light blue flash on clash. With a yellow color blaster block. So that's the blade lockup. At the moment now the blade is set with a pulse. So there's a medium pulse going on. It's not like the flicker, but this is more like a pulse. So all these can be set in the SD card. So the sensitivity for the movement as to, you know, when you want to trigger in the low and the normal clash, and the sensitivity, the threshold can be set in the SD card as well. So basically there's a lot of things that you can play with in order to suit yourself. Let's go to the third sound font. The Dark Order. So after the Dark Order, we have the All Too Easy. This is the third channel. Okay. So this is set with red. So you can see when you move slow, the sound just follows your hand. You can also move fast. Those are the blaster blocks. There's a flash on clash. So that's the blade lockup. Okay, so that's the third channel, and after this we have what we call the Saber tracks. Saber tracks, you can actually put in music files inside there, and it will allow you to play the music files. Right, for example, this is one of them. So this is the second one. This is a guitar playing by Scott himself. You can actually put in whatever wave files you want inside there. Okay, hold down to cut off the Saber tracks, and then we are back to the first font itself. Okay, so those are the fonts of the Spark3. At the moment now, we have installed standard issue, the Dark Force, as well as All Too Easy. Okay, and on top of that, you can add to the music files in the Saber tracks. Everything is done through the SD card. Okay, so that concludes the what do you call it? My presentation of the MHS. This is the Spark3 board with a Neopixel blade. Okay, so thank you for watching.